Disney just delivered the biggest parks presentation ever at D23. It was long. Literally a 3-hour tribute to all Disney parks around the globe, including big celebrity cameos and so many musical performances. But it was also packed with what you're here for. Announcements about the future of Disney World, Disneyland, and other Disney parks and experiences around the world. Hi, I'm James from Guide to WDW, and today I'm removing all of the star-studded fluff from the D23 Horizons presentation and telling you only the news that you need to know. So there will be no John Stamos, Meghan Trainor, or Fortnite skins here. Only all the major reveals about the new rides, shows, and lands. And there is a lot that was announced. This was by far the most newsworthy D23 Parks panel ever, featuring attractions that Disney fans have been asking for literally decades. Josh D'Amaro emphasized that all of these projects are in active development. This is not blue sky. This is not a drill. These are happening, and a lot of it was actually surprising, in a good way. I'll be sharing every announcement for each park and highlighting the 15 biggest surprises along the way. Let's start where it all started, at Disneyland, where they announced that there will be a 70th anniversary celebration next year, which is no real surprise to anyone with a calendar. We also got an opening date for Tiana's Bayou Adventure, which debuts at Disneyland November 15th this year. And there was a blink and you miss it detail. Critter Country is being renamed to Bayou Country. But our first big D23 surprise is that the rumors were true. They are bringing a Walt Disney animatronic show to Disneyland's Main Street Opera House. It's called Walt Disney: A Magical Life, featuring the first ever audio animatronic of Walt Disney in a recreation of his office as he muses about a great big beautiful tomorrow. This show will open in 2025 and play in rotation with Great Moments with Mr. Lincoln. Now let's park hop over to California Adventure, which I think had the biggest announcements of the show besides Magic Kingdom.
So excited to be working with Imagineers on our next Avatar experience. And that experience, I'm so pleased to announce to all of you today, it's coming to Disney California Adventure.
While Animal Kingdom's Pandora takes cues from the first Avatar movie, DCA's Pandora is inspired by Avatar: The Way of Water, and includes some concepts from future Avatar sequels, including the next movie Fire and Ash. The biggest reveal had to do with the land's major attraction. No, it's not a clone of Flight of Passage, but an all-new boat ride, which promises to bring all the action and excitement of the films.
We'll invite our guests to take the adventure of a lifetime as we join an excursion in search of majestic natural wonders that can only be found on Pandora.
This ain't Na'vi River Journey. Instead, this ride vehicle looks very similar to the Shanghai Pirates ride, which can rotate as it floats down the track, creating a very dynamic experience. Now, the similarities to Shanghai Pirates is just speculation on my part, but Disney described this ride as innovative, thrilling, and intense, which has me very, very excited. They didn't indicate where in California Adventure Pandora is going, and honestly, I have no clue. So let me know your best guess in the comments. Now, I do know that it won't be going behind Avengers Campus, because next year construction will start on an expansion that will double the land in size. The first part of the expansion is the previously announced Avengers e-ticket, now called Avengers Infinity Defense. Guests will board a Stark-developed portal jumper and go to different worlds visiting Asgard, Wakanda, and more as they battle against King Thanos. Now, the portal concept has a lot of people thinking that this will be a coaster like Cosmic Rewind, but the revealed ride vehicle looks a lot like the Spider-Man ride at Universal or the new Peter Pan ride at Tokyo, which is basically a motion simulator that moves along the track. Now, the next part of the Avengers Campus expansion is our next big surprise, as Disney is bringing back one of my favorite extinct rides in a completely new way.
We're adding a fourth attraction to Avengers Campus. It's called Stark Flight Lab.
Stark Flight Lab lets guests try out new flight technology that looks extremely similar to Sum of All Thrills, one of the best ever parts of Innoventions at EPCOT. It's a Kuka arm ride, the same technology that's in Harry Potter and the Forbidden Journey. It's basically a robotic arm that lifts you up and moves you around and makes you feel like you're flying. Something Scott Trowbridge mentioned is that this ride will have variation, different flying profiles based on the different heroes. So you could go on it and get Iron Man one time, which feels different than if you got Thor or Captain Marvel. This looks really cool. One final Avengers Campus surprise. They confirmed that Robert Downey Jr. will be playing Tony Stark in Avengers Campus, which is a weird announcement. Isn't that guy playing Doctor Doom? But the biggest surprise at California Adventure was the announcement of a Coco boat ride. And I just love this. It will be filled with the latest and greatest of audio animatronic technology, and Josh D'Amaro name-checked both Haunted Mansion and Pirates of the Caribbean describing this ride. But we are a long way out from this coming. Construction starts on the Coco ride in 2026. Before we head over to Disney World, let's take a quick tour of the actual world for news about Disney's international destinations and cruises, because these had some of the biggest surprises. And be sure to get subscribed for more updates about all these new attractions and more. Disneyland Paris is getting 2 new nighttime spectaculars. The first is coming in January at Disneyland Paris Park, which will feature projections both on Sleeping Beauty Castle and along Main Street. And the second is coming in 2026, when Walt Disney Studios Paris will be renamed Disney Adventure World. Part of the park's transformation is a massive new lake called Adventure Bay, which will have a nighttime fountain and drone show on the lagoon. Also opening in 2026 is the World of Frozen, which will be very similar to the land that's already open in Hong Kong Disneyland. But the big surprise of the event for Disney Adventure World is the next land sitting along Adventure Bay, Disney's first ever Lion King land. This land, based on the Pride Lands, will feature dining, shopping, and characters, but the big attraction is a log flume ride down Pride Rock. Basically a Lion King version of Splash Mountain. Now here's a detail that's easy to miss if you didn't watch the presentation. While the concept art features the characters from the live-action remake, Josh D'Amaro specifically said that the Lion King ride will be based on the animated film, and it will tell the story of Simba going from cub to king. Now let's take a trip with our friendly neighborhood Spider-Man to Asia for our next 2 surprises. Shanghai Disneyland is getting a brand new high-speed Spider-Man roller coaster, and Hong Kong Disneyland is getting a different new Spider-Man ride at Stark Expo. Now Disney didn't share much about what type of ride this is, other than that it will feature Doc Ock, but this concept art makes it look very much like it's a drop ride like Tower of Terror or Guardians of the Galaxy Mission Breakout. Finally, over at Disney Cruise Line, we saw some concept art from the Moana stage show coming to the Disney Treasure, which launches this year, and Disney revealed that the upcoming Disney Destiny will feature a Hercules show. But the big cruise surprise was when Josh D'Amaro got All For One to sing the entirety of I Swear, just to announce that he swears that Disney is going to build 1, 2, 3, 4.
Yep, we're adding 4 more cruise ships to our fleet.
You can see how this event went 3 hours long. The 4 new ships will expand the fleet to 13 total ships, including a ship that will launch out of Japan. But let's cruise on back to Florida, because D23 had some of the biggest announcements for Disney World. Except at EPCOT, which didn't have much. It did have a nice little surprise announcement that a Spaceship Earth Lounge is opening next year in 2025. And the concept art features fireworks views. I'm all for this lounge, but honestly, anything is better than Communicore Hall at this point. Also coming in 2025, Test Track 3.0 will open and bring some much needed Lightning Lane inventory to Epcot. At Animal Kingdom, we did get a lot of news, but not as many surprises, as Imagineering shared more details about what was announced at Destination D23 last year. The Zootopia show is still coming to the Tree of Life, but now we have an opening date of winter 2025 and a name, Zootopia Better Zoogether. Moving on, the big news is that Dinoland USA is indeed being replaced by the Tropical Americas Land, which will feature regional dining and 3 attractions. The first is a carousel featuring hand-carved animals from the region. The second is the Indiana Jones Adventure ride that will be replacing Dinosaur. But here's a pleasant surprise. The ride will not just be a straight-up clone of Disneyland's Temple of the Forbidden Eye.
This is going to be a completely new story, different from any other Indy attraction anywhere we have in the world.
Animal Kingdom's Indy will feature an all-new story, with Indy traveling deep into a Mayan temple to uncover a mythical creature. A story that fits in pretty nicely with Animal Kingdom, honestly. The ride system will be the same as Dinosaur or Disneyland's Indiana Jones ride, but with a new story, modern animatronics, and effects, this could be a winner. The final attraction in the land is the Encanto ride, which takes place on the day Antonio receives his gift. Casita will make furniture magically whisk guests through all the rooms in the house, ending in Antonia's room, which has transformed into the giant rainforest. It's not entirely clear what type of ride this will be, but the furniture coming to life thing makes me put my money on a trackless ride. The whole thing is giving me Mystic Manor vibes. Now, Dinoland is closing in phases starting this fall, and the Tropical Americas land will open in 2027. Over at Hollywood Studios, we only got 2 announcements, but both of them are surprises. The first, Dave Filoni and Jon Favreau are working with Imagineering on a new mission for the Millennium Falcon ride that will feature the Mandalorian and Grogu. It's also being rendered in Unreal Engine, which has seen some major upgrades in the 5 years since Smuggler's Run debuted. So I'll keep my fingers crossed that this ride update includes a graphical upgrade as well. No date was given on this, but 2026 seems like a safe bet, as that's when the Mandalorian and Grogu movie comes out. But the biggest surprise for Hollywood Studio is something that is a long time in the making.
They're going to build the first Monsters, Inc. land in a Disney park.
A Monsters, Inc. land is coming to Hollywood Studios, including the extensively rumored Door roller coaster. You know that famous scene from Monsters, Inc. that everybody watched and instantly thought, oh, they should make that into a Disney World ride. Well, 23 years later, they're making that into a Disney World ride. According to Jim Hill, this ride was apparently greenlit in the mid-2000s and announced in an internal cast member newsletter, before being cancelled due to the 2008 financial crisis. If my memory serves me correct, because yeah, this ride has been a long time coming. And as Disney's first ever suspended roller coaster, it's very welcome. Now, where is Monstropolis going? It's not really clear, as one version of the concept art looks like it's going in Muppet Courtyard, while another version looks like it could be replacing Star Wars Launch Bay or even Rock 'n' Roller Coaster. I'm hoping for Star Wars Launch Bay because closing Muppets is too sad for my brain to process right now, so I'm just trying to hope the alternative into existence. But the biggest news of D23 was for Magic Kingdom, which is getting 4 new attractions and, surprise,
we're getting a new nighttime parade!
its first new nighttime parade since SpectroMagic opened in 1991. The new parade is called Disney Starlight, and it opens in summer 2025. Disney says Starlight will use the latest technology to continue the legacy of the Main Street Electrical Parade. That sounds a lot like Paint the Night to me, which is 9 years old at this point, but if Magic Kingdom gets something even on that level, I'm really hyped. We also got confirmation that the Pirates Tavern is coming in 2025. That's the Pirates of the Caribbean themed lounge that will be in Adventureland. Now, let's get to the really good stuff. At D23 in 2022, Josh D'Amaro gave us a blue sky vision of Disney's biggest ever expansion, the area behind Big Thunder Mountain. And today we got our answer for what's beyond Big Thunder. More Frontierland, and specifically Cars. Now, it was rumored that Disney was bringing Radiator Springs Racers to this area, but that wasn't quite right. What's really happening is actually a lot more interesting. There are 2 Cars attractions coming to this Frontierland expansion, but they are leaving Radiator Springs behind. The first looks like it's a similar ride to Radiator Springs Racers, but this will be an off-road rally through the wilderness of the frontier. We don't know much about the second attraction other than that it will appeal to kids and families. I wonder if it will be something similar to the Tomorrowland Speedway, which could give Disney the ability to replace that classic but aging attraction. That would also explain why electric vehicles have been announced for Disneyland's Autopia, but not for Tomorrowland Speedway. We'll see what happens. Construction on the new Cars area begins early next year. A quick update while I was editing this, Disney announced that the Cars expansion of Frontierland is actually going where the Rivers of America is right now, not beyond Big Thunder. This is already proving to be a very controversial decision with Disney fans. What's going beyond Big Thunder is actually the next announcement that I'm going to cover. Now, many fans complained about that 2022 D23 Parks Blue Sky presentation, and rightfully so considering how much of it ended up not happening. The Moana and Zootopia lands aren't replacing Dinoland, and Encanto and Coco aren't coming to Magic Kingdom. But there was one announcement from that presentation that survived, and it's the final and best surprise of the night.
Which is why I am so excited to announce we are building a Villain's Land at the Magic Kingdom.
The Villain's Land is actually coming. Disney shared this stunning concept art and said that the land will feature dining, shopping, and 2 major new attractions. Now, they didn't go into any details on what the attractions will be, but the concept art clearly includes a roller coaster that maybe goes underground. Could this ride take you to the underworld with Hades? There is so much more to learn, but Josh D'Amaro said that Earth is already being moved for these Magic Kingdom projects. I am extremely excited for this. Between the Magic Kingdom Villains Land and Dark Universe at Epic Universe, sometimes it feels good to be bad. Alright, that wraps it up for the news from this jam-packed D23. There's a lot to process here, but also a lot to be really excited about. So I want to hear from you. What are you most excited about? Was there anything that left you disappointed? Let me know in the comments. This has been James from Guide to WDW. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you real soon.